The marching arts. It's an activity unlike any other. Nowhere else will you see possibly upwards of 100 people playing music and making forms for 7 to 12 minutes. Millions all over the globe are involved in some form of marching. That ranges from high school bands, college marching, drum corps, military bands, indoor percussion, winter guard, parade groups, or other groups like the Washington Redskins Marching Band or the now defunct Future Corps of Disney World. But why band? It's not like marching gets the same limelight as traditional sports or other clubs. When thinking of marching in films, you might remember the Nick Cannon movie Drumline, or the ever so famous clip.
And one time, at band camp, we weren't supposed to have pillow fights, but we had a pillow fight, and it was so much fun.
I was able to interview 7 people I marched with to get their views on marching. Everyone has their different reasons, and the band story is often an untold one. If you marched before or march now, ask yourself why you did. It's also never too late to march if you haven't, and maybe this film will be your answer.
Name is Austin Hoffman. I was the drum major of the 2016-2017 Big End Band. I'm also a trumpet player, and I'm involved with concert band and jazz band as well. And I'm also a senior graduating.
Hey, my name is Melissa Repp. I am currently a sophomore at Mueller College. I graduated Northampton in 2016, and that year I was also the drum major of the Big End Marching Band.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I marched 4 years with the Northampton Area High School Big End Band.
Hey, my name is Haley Silfies. I graduated in 2017, and I was in the Big End Band for 4 years.
I'm Gavin Frankenfield. I was also graduated 2017, and I was also in the group for 4 years.
Well, as you already know, my name is John Ensign of Markle. I've been in band since 4th grade, but I skipped 6th grade. Don't tell Sansoni, although I'm sure he's watching this eventually, when you see this. Hi, Mr. Sansoni, and the rest.
Hi, my name is Haley, and I was in band for 4 years, and I played the trumpet and the mellophone and the French horn, and I was section leader for 2 years, and Sansoni stinks. Oh gosh.
I'd say it's a good learning experience.
So, I wanted to start band initially because I thought it sounded really nice. From what I've heard from, the little Einsteins, they showcase a lot of instruments, and I really like them. I wasn't going to do orchestra because the strings intimidated me, and they do to this day. I don't think I could pick that up. Probably could, but I'm too afraid to try. Same thing with saxophone. Holy cow. A lot of respect for those guys. So I chose trombone because it didn't have any keys, therefore it looked the easiest. Turns out it's one of the most fluid instruments and probably one of the more difficult to learn. But I had a lot of fun.
So my dad actually went to college to be a music teacher, and that just did not happen. I love my father dearly. He would never make a good teacher. But my parents both met in marching band actually at Northampton, and that's how they fell in love and got married and all that jazz. So it's kind of expected of me to do marching band, especially when I was little. It's just one of those things that I kind of always knew I was going to do. And when I got to, I think, 7th grade, or no, before that, probably 5th or 6th grade, my parents took me to a football game at the high school just to see the band at the halftime. And I saw the kids like march onto the field for the first time. I saw the drum major. I was just like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm joining the band and I'm going to be the drum major, and that's what I want to do with my life. And my parents were just like, all right, cool.
In 4th grade. And all through elementary school, it was mostly just something to get out of classes for lessons for. And it was fun. And then in middle school, I became to rely on it more. In middle school, yeah, I started to rely on it more because like all my friends were in band. Like literally, I didn't have friends that weren't in band. And I learned that I actually really love like playing mostly French horn, but mellophone and trumpet, and like I love playing music and like making it happen. Like that's so cool. And being a part of something that takes hard work and dedication and not many other people do, that's also like really awesome. And you're part of a group of like-minded people who are all disciplined and working on discipline, and you all encourage each other and knock each other around if you're in the brass section. And it's like a little family.
Music is a big part of my family, all the way from my great-grandfather, who played trombone, and his 2 sons, which played trumpet and trombone, while my grandma played piano, and then her 2 daughters were involved in color guard, and my mom played clarinet, and then she switched to sousaphone, and then all 3 of her kids, who which include me, my brother, and my sister. We all play a musical instrument, or did at one time. I'm currently the only one that's still going with it, but yeah, it's just been a big part of my life, and it's something I really enjoy doing.
In elementary school, I had a really tough time fitting in. I moved around a lot, so I didn't really have friends as much, and so then when I got to Northampton, and I realized that I could be a part of a group that had so many people who were going to be like me, it seemed intriguing. So that's why I chose band, because I really didn't like the strings. So I really went for band right away, and then that's what led me to where I'm at.
I chose band because it had always been in my family, and I wasn't quite sure about it at first, but after I met all the kids in band, I realized that it was the kind of group of people I wanted to associate myself with.
Oh, it is the biggest rush. So it's different. It's definitely different than sitting down and performing a concert on stage, or even like a small chamber ensemble group, because it's just such a rush. And like even just performing in the stands, it's completely different. We don't have a marching band here, and I miss it a lot. But we do have a pep band, and so it's really easy for me to look at the differences between our pep band, where we just sit in the stands and we play songs and we goof off and have a fun time, but it's not the same. It's so not the same as walking out on that field and knowing that there's an entire stadium of people watching you, and being able to know that you're just one person who's doing their job, but your job is just as important as the people on either side of you, because together you not only make music, but you also make this awesome, incredible show. And it's a rush, it's overwhelming, and it's fantastic, and I love it, and I miss it so much. But yeah, it's a rush.
That is 2 parts to it. You can look at it as exhilarating when you know you put out a great performance, or you can look at it as like you just kind of made a fool of yourself if you have a bad performance. So for me, being at Westchester this last year, I can remember distinctly how I felt at Allentown in front of all those people, and just the adrenaline I had from as soon as we stepped off the buses to when we performed was just, it was a once-in-a-lifetime feeling that you won't get doing anything else.
Oh my gosh. It's so amazing. Especially like after the last note, when everyone like snaps their horns down and snaps their horns down and you walk off when you march off, and then everyone turns and you're in a straight line and you're like that last like breath. you snap your horn down, and you have one last breath, like everyone's cheering, and you're like, we just did that. Like when you're at practice, you're sweating and you're getting yelled at, and you're really mad most of the time, and you're all annoyed at everyone, and you're like, I don't think we're ever gonna pull off this show. And then you actually do it. That's so amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I miss it a lot. But yeah, it's all encompassed in that one breath. When you snap your horn down and you let out, like, everyone on the field lets out like a little tiny sigh, or their last bit of air, and they're like, and then they march off. That's what it's like. There's no words for it. It's so amazing.
It's awesome. It's like you have your own stage and all eyes are on you, and you get to show the people that come to enjoy the same things as you do, and you get to show them what you have to bring to the table. And it's just a great feeling hearing the roar of a crowd for you and the other band members that you've worked so hard with over band camp and rehearsing and stuff.
Oh, it's a rush. Having done performances between marching band, indoor percussion, drum corps now, it's an experience unlike any other, really.
Performing on the field definitely is a lot different than practice. Sansoni says what you do in practice is what you do on the field, but I honestly feel like at practice you're making sure you're fixing the things that you messed up in the last time, and when you're on the field you have to make sure you have everything right. So I feel like performing on the field is a lot harder, and you always know how you feel after you have a good performance, like at championships when we won last year. I think everybody just knew that we had such a great performance, and that's the good thing you need to get out of it.
I love it. I'm a big show off. I love to perform. I love people's reactions. So it's really nice when you get that one band that's always clapping at the big moments in the show, because then you get fired up. It's like, yeah, our show is the bomb. But in general, I love performing for people. I love to give people something to enjoy, something that perhaps they look forward to. I hope they look forward to us. And it is intimidating, because at football stadiums, and especially competitions, there are a lot of people, but that's just more people to appreciate what you do and the amount of time that you put into it. So like marching band and concert band as well. I love performing in all of them because I love entertaining people. And besides going to competitions, that's what we do. We entertain people with one of the oldest forms of entertainment known to man. And it's just wonderful. We can just create emotions through music. We can create anger, happiness, sadness, and it's awesome to just see the audience's reactions every time we mess with an emotion musically. And I just love playing music.
I think the people you meet in band are all going to be different. That's great. That's the most amazing thing, is that you never meet the same type of person one year after the other. And everybody in band clicks because we're all so different. And I feel like with a lot of different kinds of activities, you don't get to meet as many different people. And we all learn from each other because of how much we share and how much time we spend together and how different each one of us is.
You meet a very common people. You meet band people. You know, kids that everyone is usually there because they enjoy the same things you do. You know, music. So you have at least that as your common ground. I meet funny people. I meet great people at band. Band is just a great place to meet new people, make friends, and pretty much most of my friends are all in band. So
I have met all sorts of people. Finding friends, finding teachers turned parental figures.
You meet everybody from every group. You meet the sporty kids, There are a couple in band, me included. If if band would allow me, I would be playing sports. But on top of jazz concert and marching band all together, not gonna fly. You play tennis. You're sporty. We had a couple of people on the chess team. We have a couple of people on the chess team. We have a couple of people in drama. And just not even classifying people by the clubs and activities they're in. You meet everybody. Every single kind of personality you could possibly meet. Especially, I would say the majority of people are the fun-loving, excited, like, just, these are the people you want to be around. Believe me. They're probably the more mature people you'll ever meet in anywhere, especially high school. So, you meet everybody, you generally meet the more mature people.
Weird. Really, really weird. But like in a good way, mostly. You're with these people like all the time, especially like through band camp, and then like you spend every day with them, basically. You spend Saturdays, long bus rides, practices. You go through a lot with them, so you become really close, and even like the strangest weirdos become like your best friends ever. And in my case, I was a strange weirdo. And you become super close with your section, and they're like brothers and sisters. And it's great because they're all like-minded in their goals, and everyone's trying to help each other succeed. And that's really awesome.
Well, the great thing about band is you can't describe the people who do it in one word. And to me, that is something that is truly special about the activity, is that you can't say, oh, it's mainly this type of people, or it's mainly this type of people. Like, if you look at your band now, it is completely different than how it was your first year at band. And that's truly something that changes every year, and you can't really pinpoint what describes it. It changes each year, so you can't really describe like what the people are, because it's always changing, which is what makes band so great. It's really progressive in the way that people view others, and it's a truly great activity for that.
So everybody who I've ever met who's been a band kid has always been kind of welcoming, like just instantaneously very like, oh, you're in band, I'm in band, what do you play? And I think that's fantastic, because you literally, anywhere you go, you can find a band kid, and just like that, you guys are besties. Well, maybe not besties, but you have something in common, and you're able to instantaneously make a connection, and that's awesome. You also meet people who are so dedicated that it's not funny. Like, I've met so many people, both through high school band and otherwise, who have this incredible drive, and it's not just for band, it's in every aspect of their lives. They find something that they want, and they go and they get it, and it's insane, it's amazing, and it's something that I don't really see in people outside of band kids, if that makes any sense. I mean, granted, there are people who do, but it's something that I think is unique to kids who are in band.
Because it is literally life-changing. If you've watched any part of my interview from previously, I don't know how Alex is going to set this up, it really turned me around. And no, I wasn't dealing drugs, I wasn't doing anything. Get your mind out of the gutter. But it's life-changing, literally is. It's a lot of fun. You get to know people, you get to learn something new, because not many people can say they know how to play the saxophone. And let me tell you what, saxophone street performers in New York, they make bank. You should see it. It's wonderful. You hook up a saxophone to a mic, get that onto some sort of amp, go out into the street corner, you're gonna make some money. Seriously, it's something you can carry out into the rest of your life.
People should join band you're stuck doing the same thing. Because in sports, you just play a sport, or different activities, you just do that one thing. In band, you learn new things, you learn different techniques, you do different stretches, you do breathing exercises. It's always something different every day. There's so much you can learn from band, and it really broadens your horizon in all different types of ways.
You're going to meet people you're going to spend your whole life with. You'll be able to leave off with someone now in high school, and if you're still in the activity years later, you could meet them again.
You get to be a part of something that is so much bigger than yourself, which is so rare, especially on like a high school level. You get to meet people who you wouldn't meet otherwise. Some of my best friends, I genuinely would not have met them without the band. I wouldn't have ever had classes with them. Like Will Hoke, I love Will Hoke. He's fantastic, favorite human ever. I would not have known Will, period, if he hadn't have been in band with me and if we hadn't have joined band. So like, you definitely meet people who you wouldn't meet and who will have such a great effect on you. It gives you skill and talent and a family and just a fun thing to do. It's genuinely fun because there's not very much else you can do and say like, oh yeah, I won a competition because I was running around on a football field playing an instrument. Like it's ridiculous conceptually, but it's so fun in practice. And people don't realize how much fun it can be, I think. But it's what you make of it. And if you make it fun, and I think I've always made it fun, you really have just such a great time.
I think you have to make the most while you're in high school, especially, of your life. You know, it's just a great thing to do. And, you know, even if you're just not sure of yourself, go for it. And I think that goes with anything in life, you know, just go for it. Put yourself out there, you know, because you could try something new and that could be your thing, and you could be very successful from that point on moving forward. So I think it just gets you out there, and music's a great thing to learn. It's another language, if you ask me, because not everyone can do what we do.
Honestly, I can't say why people should join, but I can tell you that if you don't at least try it, you're gonna miss out on a great experience, even if it is for 1 year. So even if you don't, I'd say give it 1 year, and if you're not happy, then reevaluate and then pick from there. But honestly, band, you'll never get the feelings and just the overall, I guess just the feelings you get from band, either if it's motivation in all your daily activities or just the pursuit to get better. I feel like if you don't do band, you can miss out on those things, and band is such a great way to advance those things. So at least try it, and then if you don't like it, then that's your call. But I can't say definitively that people should join band for this or that. It's really up to you. If you don't feel comfortable, then you shouldn't do it. And if you are comfortable and really want to explore your options with it, then I definitely suggest sticking with it, because there's a lot of things that you can miss out on.
Because whenever someone like mentions anything about band, I have at least like 10 stories at a time that pop into my head of funny, ridiculous things that happened with the people I became closest to. And because you learn so many real life skills, but also like you don't realize you're learning them because you're having too much fun. Whether it's like licking up Chinese food from the band room floor, I've seen it happen, or winning championships, or completing a really sweaty, terrible, awful practice, but like, you complete it, whether it's good or bad. And car rides home, carpools, and just like every stupid little thing that happens, like, it's the best time ever, and why would you not want that? It was just to have that feeling and to have that family. It's worth it. And I always tell people they should at least try it for 1 year, at least give it one shot. And if you really hate it, I don't see why you would. But if it's not for you, don't do it if you don't love it. But at least give it like one shot and then go from there.
Hi everybody, my name's John Markle. What else do you want me to say?
The fake ginger, I got called that a lot because I dye my hair. Shh. Don't tell people I dye my hair.
So, Sansoni, when we were in Disney, he called me Stumpy because because I'm short. Because he was like, come on, Stumpy. And I was like, haha, my dad used to call my grandma that. Because she had both her legs amputated. She's dead now. He did not think it was as funny as I did. He was like in total shock. He didn't talk to me for 2 days. He was like, you just said what to me? So, yeah, I've shocked Sansoni into silence.
My German, Leon, this is his last day here. I can't believe it. It's gone so quickly. But he only, from VeggieTales, he only knows Bob and Larry. So we're going to stick in one of the VeggieTales movies so we can show him more of the characters. Feel free to use that in, I don't know, editing bloopers at the end in the credits. Just, my German exchange student doesn't know all the VeggieTales, all the VeggieTales characters. We need to help him Americanize.